Well, good evening, Peter.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I'm wondering if you'd mind sharing with our viewers what our class is going to be about, our narrative coaching class.
Right. So, narrative coaching, we're going to take a look at what are the stories that we make up about ourselves, about who we are and what's real. So, we'll start with our conscious stories. What are the scripts? What are the stories that we've written about how deserving, capable, good enough, etc., that may be playing out in our life? So, we'll look at that first. And then, how do we rewrite these stories? And how do we also help our clients rewrite their narratives, the stories that they've made up, which may or may not be helpful or accurate or true?
Yes, so often clients come into a session with what I call false self narratives. In other
Yes.
words, stories which are about how bad they are at this, or how incompetent they are, or how much ill luck they have, and all the negative thinking that limits them. And
Hmm.
so that's what we're going to be working on. And also the stories of grandiosity. That's another form of false self narrative.
Right, right. And so once we are able to rewrite our stories in a way that's healthier, it can really change our life, deepen our relationships, and help us, live more authentically, meaningfully, and purposefully.
But what it means is facing the shadow.
Yes.
Yeah, the shadow, and that's the part of ourselves that needs to be integrated, needs to be acknowledged, and it's something we have repressed, good or bad, that needs attention, because the longer it remains in the unconscious and we're unaware of it, the more likely it is to sabotage ourselves.
That's right. So these unconscious beliefs, attitudes, motivations, they can sabotage what we desperately want. And once we own our shadow, it means it's a part of also self-care and self-love to be able to accept all those parts of ourself. And once we own them, now we're able to manage them and we become much more integrated and whole.
And it's also a question of acknowledging our gifts. I mean, sometimes there are people who have amazing talents, but for one reason or another, they abandon the talents to do what their parents wanted them to do, to earn more money, be more successful, have the lifestyle, and yet they sacrifice art or music or
Mhm.
dance or being a scuba diver or whatever it is they really wanted to do with their lives. And so what we're hoping will happen is that by doing this shadow work, anyone who takes the class will be able to recognize their gifts as well as areas that might be in need of some remediation.
Or if self-forgiveness or,
Yeah,
integration. And
integration.
right. We'll do that through dream work, and dreams will reveal what we need to know but don't know in our waking life. And so, in a very powerful way, very practical and safe way, we'll understand what our dreams are telling us or revealing to us about ways that we might need to adapt and some of the things that may be playing out in our life that are driven by these unconscious beliefs or attitudes.
And basically our approach to dream work is the coach approach. We're
Yeah,
not doing therapy, we're not doing analysis, but rather we're using a safe coach approach to dream work and to the shadow and to other concepts that aren't traditionally associated with coaching.
that's right. So it's a very powerful way to evoke awareness and use a coach approach. In a sense, the client is their own genius. And as a coach, we're kind of witnessing, asking powerful questions and helping evoke an awareness that can really help them design a life that can be certainly a lot more reflective of who they really are.
And when we've done that, we can move into heightened awareness, which we call epiphany moments. And
Mhm.
so part of our work together will be, having explored the shadow, having looked at our dreams, then how can we foster and cultivate epiphany moments, not only in our clients, but also in ourselves, so that by the end of a coaching contract or the end of a coaching session, the client is really more aware and better equipped to live a life of meaning and purpose.
Indeed. So it's very powerful. And so I would encourage you as coaches to join our class. And Elizabeth, do you want to share when we're having it?
It's going to start on Wednesday, March 19th at 6 p.m. EST, running until 7:30. That's an hour and a half for 7 weeks, ending on April 30th. So it's 7 weeks to change your life and change the lives of the clients you work with and the people around you. And we really hope you will join us. We look
Yeah,
forward to having you.
and we do have room.
You have plenty of room, yes.
Yes.
And there's always room for one more.
Yes.
Yes. So on that note, we'll cut off here and look forward to seeing you in Dreamtime.
Wonderful.